Are you ready for your headliner? Say hell yeah.
Your headliner is normally at the Borgata Hotel. You also was a finalist on Last Comic Standing. Please put your hands together right now and make some noise. Put your hands together and make some noise. Give it up for Mr. Joseph Anthony, y'all. Give it up for him.
I like the way you think. Let's hear it for Lump and Gary Ewing. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. And do you need an ottoman? You need something? Can I get you anything with cushion? Get your foot up the stage. All right. Let's move this right along, shall we? Wow, she was very comfortable. I was going to get her a little pillow, fluff it up, a little chaise lounge. A lot of the comedians I work with, they may have done it tonight, I don't know, but a lot of the comedians I work with, they come to the stage, usually when they have a stage, not a semi-oval, and they come to the stage. You've seen them on television, big 1,200-seat theaters. They're very excited. What do they say? Thank you very much. It is great to be here tonight. Yes, but think about that statement. Great to be here tonight. And let me ask you, when was the last time you were standing in front of a room full of strangers who were sitting there, staring at you, expecting stuff, as you personally suffer from clinical anxiety, a touch of obsessive-compulsive disorder? Do you think right now I'm thinking, wow, is it great to be here tonight? Not at all. This is a tough situation. I'm a wreck. And my medicine is in my glove box. It's too far away. But I said, I know. I'll start out my show by using the words my father gave me if I should ever be in a tough spot like this one here tonight. So I like to open up my show by saying, what are you looking at, huh? Got a problem? It's an icebreaker, and it cues you right into where I'm from, my culture. It's obviously no shock to anyone. If you guessed Tennessee, you were right. I come from Tennessee. Many people don't believe me, but it's true. I come from a long line of farmers. You know, it's historic. We used to milk things. We used to grow stuff. I did realize that there is a time in the year, one day at least out of the year, that where we all become farmers, even if you're from a city and whatnot. And that's right around Halloween. It's pumpkin picking time. Everybody has to go pick a pumpkin. You know, it's very urgent, too. We're going on Saturday. We're picking pumpkins. Are you coming? When are we going pumpkin picking? Truth of the matter, no one here has ever picked a pumpkin. You've picked up a pumpkin that the real farmers have cut off the vine and thrown into the grass. Those vines are this thick. You need a giant axe. No one's, I'm going pumpkin picking. That's never happened ever. You picked up a pumpkin and walked into the register and paid $60 for a vegetable just so that you can put it on your front porch. That's happened. But you've never stocked up for the cold winter ahead. We must go pumpkin picking before the harvest, you know. And think about putting out that squash, that gourd, that vegetable, fresh vegetable on your front porch, driveway. And imagine being a poor person driving through a middle-class neighborhood and thinking, what are they doing with those fresh vegetables? They can make pie, they can make soup, they can make squash. I can make a casserole out of that. Why are they displaying it? It's like middle-class people driving through an affluent neighborhood and going, why do they have jars of beluga caviar stacked in the driveway? Filet mignon hanging out of the trees. What's that about? That's my analogy on that. But the truth of the matter is, I was born and raised in New York City, lived, I know, no shock. You're like, whoa, I thought it really was from Tennessee. I grew up primarily in 2 of the 5 boroughs of New York City, whether you're familiar with them or not. Somebody just had a heart attack. That man went, ah! If Ernie comes in, don't be shocked. I have that effect on people whenever I say New York. Ah! Who let him in? One of the 5 boroughs that I grew up in, spent a good part of my formative years, was Staten Island, New York. Familiar with it? Okay, good. For those of you that are moaning and groaning, please tell the others who don't know. But Staten Island, New York is the most, and it's not Wu-Tang, the most famous for. Anybody knows that? What? Garbage. That's it. The quiz is over. It's in the Guinness Book of Records. The world's largest landfill is located in Staten Island, New York. As you can imagine, we're proud people. Visit Staten Island, home of the dump. I get answers from people as I travel the country, especially as I'm further and further from the East Coast, that they say the ferry, great answer, because we have the famous Staten Island ferry, but I'm not looking for that. Sometimes they say hot dogs, and I'm like, wow, you're an idiot. Never has anyone been sitting around saying, you know what, let's go to Staten Island because they have the best hot dogs. That's never been said ever. That's why we have special seating for you. Staten Island, home of the hot dog. No, that's never happened. I get this answer often, the zoo. And it fascinates me that they know that Staten Island has a zoo, but it's not the San Diego Zoo, the Philadelphia Zoo. It's a little tiny zoo. I went on a class trip, and as a little boy, it was great. But then I took my children, and I saw the Staten Island Zoo through the eyes of an adult, and I realized there's one animal. It's a dog. They just dress it up like different things and move it around real quick. The zookeeper's a typical Staten Island guy. He's got a matching bikini sweatsuit, you know? You know, the type, shiny satin, bright colors, white Reeboks, pinky rings. What do you want to see today, kids? A llama? Yeah, Billy, we got a llama. Billy! Put the llama head on the dog for the kid. Dog comes running out with a big llama head. It's not even well thought out. It's a little chihuahua, a little llama chihuahua. Can't even balance the head. Little Billy's on a class trip. He has a question. Mr. Zookeeper? Yeah, where is it, Billy? I heard that llamas spit sometimes. They do. Look over there. Now you've been spit on by a llama. Little Billy's getting on the bus like, wow, that trip was really interactive. That llama spit tasted like my father's Marlboros. I spent the other part of my life in a well-known European country known as Brooklyn. And everybody knows Brooklyn. It's worldwide because if you don't, Brooklyn is true to form. These guys that hang out in the corner, you see them in TV and movies. If you don't know Brooklyn, they really exist. These guys that are like, hey, don't forget about that. That's all they know. They can't form a sentence. You know, anything you ask them, like, what time is it? Forget about it. It's my birthday. Me, absolutely, definitely. Get your cake. Me, calm down, you know. I thought I heard and seen and experienced everything, but true story, I was doing a show in Brooklyn one time. And I heard something I had never heard before. I was on the stage, once again, we had one, this is nice, but I feel like I'm standing on a wedge of provolone. I think this was, they were like, he's Italian, we should get him a piece of cheese to stand on. I'm doing a show in Brooklyn, New York, and at some point in my performance, I said the word dumbfounded, don't remember why, it was many years ago. All of a sudden, right down in front, I hear a guy explain the word dumbfounded that I just said to his girlfriend, like only a Brooklyn guy could. This is what I heard. He leaned in and was like, listen to me, I ain't gonna tell you again, all right? You see, you wasn't always dumb, you found it. I swear to God, she embarrasses me. Get your coat, we're leaving. And now I live in the suburbs. I live in suburbia, New Jersey, suburban New Jersey. It wasn't my idea. Yeah, I feel the same way on it. You're booing, I'm crying, we're both in bad shape. It wasn't my idea, it was my emergency contacts idea. And some of you know that, but I'm referring to my wife. I can't say my wife, I get acid reflux when I say it. My wife is just, you know. I have a very bad marriage, very bad. So my wife is so permanent. It implies I'll never get out. This is my wife! I'm here till death, you know? When I'm playing with new titles, I want to know that there's an exit for me. That someday there's a chapter 2. I gotta get out. She was born and raised in Brooklyn, and we had our first child, and we thought to move. The conversation came up, and I would have went anywhere, California, the mountains, but our idea was, let's go to the suburbs, let's go to suburbia. My friends moved to New Jersey, they got a big backyard. I want to do that. You know, I'm tired of living on top of each other. I want to plant flowers, and we're there now. And every day I go in that big backyard, and I think, who am I going to bury her for taking me here? She likes that tree. I don't belong. I've been there 2 decades, but I'll never adjust. I am the example of you can take the guy out of New York, you can't take New York out of the guy. For example, I don't like the smell of urine. I don't think anybody here does. It's disgusting in a subway, in a filthy men's room. You know, nobody. But for some reason, this is the New Yorker. If it is gently, subtly, in the distance, wafting in the air, I get in the mood for roasted peanuts. It's like Christmas time on 5th Avenue. I get very festive. You want to eat? I do. I wasn't hungry, but now I smell urine. I'm starving. I don't even know how that works in the brain. Something I still don't understand, I'll never understand, suburbanites. You might know this because this is kind of a... They say hi to you when they don't know you. What is that about? That doesn't fly in the old neighborhood. You say hi to someone you don't know, and maybe they give you a chin lift. Get his address, we're going to see him tonight. I got people I never think, good morning, how are you? I'm like, yeah, how you doing? Hey, do I know you? You know me? No? Then why do you want to know how I'm doing? Why do you want to know what I'm doing? Why do you want to know what's in these plastic bags that I'm rushing into the trunk of my car? I think the best course of action here is you turn around, pretend you never saw me. And the poor guy still got his hand up. He's like, I just wanted to tell you Wednesday's recycle day. Please don't kill me. I digress for a minute. We're living in a world of social media. No shock to anyone. I just want to do a very quick impression of a world, if you could imagine, I know you can, a world without social media. Please, everyone be quiet. This is pretty dramatic stuff. Ready? This is a world without social media. Hello? Ooh, you scared me. I'll let that sink in. It's new. But it is how we get the news of what everybody else is doing, and as every comic will tell you, we're all trying it because we see these people that have no act, no credibility, nothing. They've never told a joke, but they put something online for 30 seconds. Suddenly they're selling out arenas. I want to see the guy that made me laugh at the stoplight for 30 seconds. I want to see that guy, that gal. I want to pay tons of money and give them millions of dollars, and they don't have an act. That's what we're working really, and we try. All comics try to put stuff out. Me, personally, if I stood on the roof of a building and recorded myself that I'm going to jump, crying that I can't live anymore, but I didn't jump, and I posted the video, the next day I would get 1 like from a friend and pray hands from my sister. That's it. Now, on the other hand, if you bake an apple pie and you lean into the shot with a little cleavage showing, you too can be a social media influencer. That's the point I wanted to make about that. But now's the point in my show or my therapy session where I get a little more personal. And I can tell you right now, if you came in here tonight with anything on your mind, and whoever's opening that paper, do it quickly, please. I know you want that mint really bad, but open it in a rushed fashion, please. She's opening that mint like it was a Christmas gift. I wonder what's in here. It's a mint! Put it in your mouth and move on! You deal with your chronic halitosis on your own time, lady. I don't know if that's really a thing. You want to put your foot back up? Yeah, get comfortable with it. She had it up. She was ready, so. So they came in here with any problems, you know, stuff on your mind, you wanted to have a good life. I can guarantee you, you're going to leave here tonight after listening to me feeling a lot better about yourself. You're going to be like, wow, I had some stuff, but thank God. What is happening to my pain? Thank God I'm not him. That guy should really drive into an oak tree on the way home. There's a tight bend at the end of the road. He should just misjudge it. There's a cemetery there. Just end up right. He doesn't have to go far. Just hit the tree. They'll throw dirt on him. You're done. Your life is over. You happy now? Good. No more problems. A little rundown of some of my wonderful health situations in very recent years. In 2015, I had both my knees replaced at the same time. And I had put it off for many years, so I was bone on bone. It was a pretty big operation. And I'm not looking for anybody's sympathy. I say this because, as comedians, it's hard to get insurance, and if we're lucky enough to get any kind of medical insurance, it's really not the best. So after this major operation for double knee replacement, I didn't go to a fancy rehabilitation facility as I should have. I went to a nursing home that happened to have a 200 square foot rehabilitation room. And I was 40 years the junior of everyone in there. I would come into the room on my walker and they would all stop their little exercises and look at me as if to say, look at the fancy guy without oxygen. January 3rd, etched in my brain, 2018. I was a half a mile from my house on my way to get a cigar. The road by my house is a windy road. The speed limit is 30 miles per hour, which I was doing, and an idiot was doing 80, trying to bank the turns, lost control, came at me head-on, T-bone, a near-fatal collision. And I can tell you, if you've ever had something like that I relive often, they say your life passes before your eyes. That didn't happen to me. In that 4 seconds that I relived before impact, because I am OCD, is anybody familiar with obsessive compulsive disorder? Do you know what OCD is? It stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. Does anybody know what OCD is? It stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. So I don't know if I said it before, but I am OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. If you haven't caught on by now, go home. Because you're not bright enough to be here. Some people refer to OCD as anal retentive. You're anal retentive. I prefer OCD. It's more accurate. It's more clinical. Anal retentive sounds like I hold things in my butt for an unnecessary length of time. Joe, what's the matter? You look exhausted. I was holding a bike. I don't know if you know, but I'm anal retentive. So being OCD in that 4 seconds before impact, this is what I thought on my way to get a cigar. This is going to delay my plans. I had an agenda and this guy ruined it. Bang, bang, oh my God, I'm alive. I'm facing a different direction. I'm sitting in the wreck, airbag, busted up all over. People came out of their houses trying to help me on the phones, calling police, ambulances. And I was just like, look, folks, thank you for the help. I feel I'm going to the hospital. Can anybody go get me that cigar? It's going to be a long night. La Roma de Cuba, Robusto side. I couldn't walk. I broke my tibia and severed my fibula. So naturally the paramedics took me out on the board. They put me into the ambulance. At that point you should be like, oh, thank God. I'm alive, but OCD I was still listening, it was still haunting me. You know, they're cutting my sweatpants in order to splint my leg, and I'm like, great, now I have no car, and I'm down to one pair of sweats. I was discharged the next morning at 6 a.m., but I could not leave the hospital because there was a snowstorm, a blizzard with 60-mile-per-hour winds. So the snowdrifts were like 8 feet high. No one could come get me from the hospital. No one could take me out of it. Not even an ambulance would be like, he's going to have to sit there in pain. Around 9 o'clock that evening, what is that? I don't even know. 12, 15 hours, I don't do math. Many hours later, an ambulance drives, I'll take him. Like an angel, he took me home. He dragged me up the driveway through the snow. This is a good story. Where you go? You couldn't find another route? I'm talking about being half dead. You gotta go to the bathroom.
Put him in the bathroom.
You're making fun of the fact that I don't have H's, buddy. That's all right. You don't have a wardrobe. I saw you anyway. This angel took me into the house, and it was 14 steps to get up to my bed, which is all I wanted to do was crawl into that bed. And I had to crawl. I couldn't walk. Elbows, wrists, pulled myself up the steps. And my co-signer, that's my wife, following the program, because she has a big heart, like the Grinch who stole Christmas. As I was crawling like a lizard man up the stairs, she leaned in so gently and whispered in my ear, I know you can't walk. Don't worry, you can shovel in the morning. It's a big heart, like a sun-dried tomato. Well, you guys feeling better about yourself? I'm just scratching the surface. Well, all of the rest, this all happened, by the way, in a 3-year period. All of the rest with the knee replacements that I put off, with the car accident, 2 surgeries, but you know, lucky me, I needed a total hip replacement. This is a lot of surgeries. This is a lot of rehabilitation, especially when you do this for a living. I'm self-employed, you know? What do? You make bad choices. You do things to try to heal with the pain. One of the things that most people do, if it's not drugs or alcohol, is we eat. We try to fill the void. It's called an emotional band-aid, and I did this too. And you start to gain weight, and then one day you become aware that you're gaining weight, and you make a decree. No more. Today's the day. Start my life over. You start hearing the Rocky song in your head. You play it on your phone while you're brushing your teeth. Why are you playing Rocky? Because I started my diet today. You brush your teeth to the rhythm of Rocky theme. Somebody offers you a banana. You're like, nope. I started my diet. I'll just lick the skin. That's how you start out the day. Fast forward to 2 o'clock in the morning, sitting all alone in your living room by the light of a television with no sound going over your issues. How am I going to pay for this house? There's a demon woman upstairs, doesn't make love to me. That's when you eat an Entenmann's cake out of the box. With no utensils, like it's a single serve. It's not a single serve. It's a cake. It says on the box, serves 10 to 12. You don't even bother using that perforated tear off. You punch right through the plastic window because you know that cake is never going to see the inside of that box again.